Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. My name is Adriana and I'm an intuitive reader. Today I've got a message for the air signs. This is for Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. So thank you so much for joining me today. I absolutely love to do these messages for you. It brings me so much happiness and joy to be able to share these channeled messages for you. And today's message, it's operating on kind of two different worlds. So they're telling me specifically something, but I will do my best to translate it to the different levels that it's actually talking to. Now, usually I draw a card that represents the energy around you and then the way you respond to it. But these two cards together are creating a really strong message, so we're just going to have to look at them as a unit. We have the Hermit and we have the Six of Cups. And I'm actually seeing very strong visions that this has to do with a past life, so that there's something in your week that is triggering you to either revisit that past life or to be connected with it, if that makes any sense. And why are we connecting with this past life in the first place? The answer is given in the Hermit, that we are seeking a higher form of being, or the next step on the path, the next step in our soul growth, the next step in our conscious evolution. And you don't have to believe in past lives to get this message, but it's just coming very strongly through this way. I will translate both ways so you'll get both sides of the message. So this past life, and if you don't want to think of past life, think of past behavior pattern. This past behavior pattern is being revisited, but this time that it's coming up more gently. Whereas in the past you may have struggled with this negative karma or this negative behavior pattern, but right now it's coming up very gently and softly and almost innocently. And I believe this is because you're very close to actually pushing it out of your energy field. But it's just coming in very softly right now. So let's look at the advice or the rest of the story. We've got the Queen of Wands on this side. We've got the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is facing the Eight of Swords. So we're going to take her out of the equation for a second. We've got you caught up in burdens of trying to help other people, trying to serve other people, and it's got you a little bit stuck. But what's exciting about this, there's so many exciting things. Ten of Wands is the end of the cycle, okay? It's the end of the Wands cards before we get to the face cards. So it's the end. And then the Eight of Swords is temporary. It's not like you're stuck here forever. It's just like a little irritation, a little cobweb. You've got to move out of the way. So we get back to this Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is talking about power. She's talking about courage, charisma, warmth, but really let's go back to the word power. This is you in your current incarnation, and you are trying to power through this pattern from your past lifetimes. And again, if that doesn't resonate with you, then we're talking about patterns from childhood that you have picked up, or patterns of behavior that you have formed that aren't good for you anymore. And specifically, this past life they were talking about, they said, and I'm quoting, they said servitude to others. Now that to me sounds a bit like slavery. But what this means is that everybody else's needs count before your own. Your purpose of existing is to fulfill their needs rather than to live your own. And because you're a very strong person and very capable, this obligation often falls upon you if you weren't exactly in servitude. So again, this pattern is coming up for you this week because it's ready to be released. The Queen of Wands cannot wait. She's like she's the engine back here with her fire. She's got her lighter, she's got her match. She's all ready to just burn through this because her power can't wait to be seen. Once you stop giving too much to other people, putting all these other people first, putting all these obligations and responsibilities on yourself that aren't actually yours, if you can stop that, the magnetism and the energy and the confidence of this card, it explodes. I don't know if you can really see. She's in the center playing a harp, And she has wings, by the way, which I love. But she's playing a harp, and all of nature is just watching her. They're mesmerized by her. They don't even necessarily understand what she's playing. They don't even really, kind of get music, but they're so fascinated by her because she's in her power. She is her full self. And she embodies that divine creative energy that just burns without question. It shines because it has to shine. It's much like the light in the hermit's lantern. You see how he's carrying a lantern? The light is that the tantalizing light from the higher self, showing you the next step and the next step and the next step. But it burns, it shines because it has to. And that's what she's embodying on earth. She shines because she has to. And when you release these patterns of servitude, these patterns of obligations, of responsibility, of guilt, guilt is a big feeling I'm getting right now. When you release these patterns of guilt, your power and your light are able to shine through, and then you start creating the world that you want to see. And not just that, you realize and take your place, your rightful place in the center stage of your own world. These past patterns were putting everybody else on the center stage, and you're sitting there in the wings, sweeping up backstage and operating the drapes going up and down and operating the lights and making sure the makeup's on and everything's smoothly. You're doing everything except being out on stage, being in the spotlight. And this is your lifetime. This is your time of life to step out onto the center stage and be that person. Be that shining light. Be that warmth. Be that passion. This is your moment. This is your moment in the spotlight. So I believe that wraps it up for us. I'm trying to feel if there's anything else they want me to say. Again, this is not like a big dramatic thing for you this time. This issue has come up and come up and come up and come up. And this is the time when you're really ready to release it, because this power is just waiting to explode. So, but I don't feel like it's going to be that hard to do. This is just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm brushing this cobweb off and here I am. So really look forward to seeing how this week goes for you. If you would like a one-on-one reading with me, there is a link in the description below. I'm happy to connect with you and see what we can do to get some more personal information for you. And I wish you the best week. Please reach out, and I would love to hear from you. And I'll see you next week. Bye.